You heard that? I'm going to turn. Voice in song, and the more we join in the refrain, the more we feel strong. Chazak, Chazak, Venir Chazek. There is a power in this place and time. It shapes the rest of our lives. For when we return each year, we find a truth we can't deny. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Be strong, let us celebrate our lives. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Chazak, Chazak, Venir Chazek. מה טוב ומה נעים, שברחים גם יחד. הנה 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 מה טוב ומה נעים, שברחים גם יחד.
Erev Tov, good evening and welcome. It is truly a pleasure to share this wonderful evening with all of you and with our 12 very special confirmands. We begin this evening with a bit of song and with remarks from the President of our Board of Trustees, Lori Robbins.
Good evening, everyone. I see a lot of familiar faces of parents out here, but I'm here to actually congratulate all of your children. First of all, I want to wish you all a mazel tov for getting here this evening on behalf of the congregation, but most importantly, you not only studied for your bar bat mitzvah during the pandemic, my son did as well, and I recall how difficult that was for him. So I want to start there and congratulate you all for doing that, and then continuing on to Tribe throughout the pandemic as well. And I'm really glad that we can all be here together to celebrate in this way, and get to see you all lead a service in different portions. So mazel tov and congratulations. I also want to thank all of you guys, all of the parents, grandparents, family, friends, all of that are here to support these children today and in the past and in the future, leading their Jewish lives. So thank you all for being here tonight.
Good evening, everyone.
Welcome to Mainline Reformed Temple, and thank you for being here today to celebrate MLRT's 68th confirmation class in the year 5783, 2023. I am Ethan Uderman.
And I am Jacob Sommer. Before we begin, we would like to go over some housekeeping. We ask you to please silence your cell phones, and as usual, please no flash photography. If you need the restroom, go out the same doors where you entered the sanctuary, and there are bathrooms straight ahead or to the left. Other than that, we ask you to enjoy tonight's confirmation service, and we want to give an early thank you for making tonight possible. The 12 of us have been long awaiting this special night. For multiple years, but especially this year, we have anticipated this evening standing in front of our loved ones and congregation as we take another monumental step in our Jewish lives.
All of us have had different paths to the Bima tonight, each of which filled with many different experiences, milestones, and lessons that none of us will ever forget. Tonight is the culmination of all of our Jewish education, and we cannot wait to share our journey with you. Now, without further ado, let's get started.
Good evening. I'm Kate Cohen, and this is Sadie Rosen. In almost all of my earliest memories, MLRT has been at the forefront. I went to my first preschool class at just 2 years old, and since then, Mainline has been a constant place in my life. There are pictures my parents have of my first day of preschool here, and it's crazy to see just how far I've come. I've watched MLRT change and grow along with me, and I can't express how lucky I am to be a part of its community. Over the years that I've been here, we've switched cantors, music teachers, and even witnessed the installation and then the party of our new senior guy. I still remember most of my preschool teachers, and I still have specific memories of playing on the playground, learning new words on flashcards, and of course being Shabbat entertained. Spending my preschool years here have made me into the person that I am today, and I couldn't have done it with the friends that I made so many years ago.
I started pre-K in Mainline School. I clearly remember being introduced to my friend and favorite teachers and their support and friends. When I started at MLRT, I immediately felt like I was part of the community. Every day I would look forward to being in school and start to play and share with each other. When I was sitting here, I never thought I would grow that tall, but look at me now. It was also here at Mainline that I learned that he is not my friendship. To this day, our recent friendships thrive and our friends are together. We are both so grateful for all of the friendly moments we have created and the shared lives.
Please rise for the Baruch.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due, now and forever.
Creation. I see you in the starry field,
See you in the harvest field.
in every breath, in every sound.
An echo of your name is found.
The blade of grass, the simple flower,
Bear witness to your matchless power.
in wonder workings or some bush of flame.
We look for God and fancy you concealed.
But in earth's common things you stand revealed, while grass and flowers and stars spell out your name.
We are loved by an unending love.
We are embraced by the covenant of Abraham and Sarah.
We are guided by a still small voice within us.
We are warmed by the light of the Torah.
We are loved by an unending love, an eternal flame.
A ner tamid, to be tended from generation to generation.
An eternal love and a gentle love.
The love of a parent for a child, giving meaning to our existence, structure to our lives.
The love of Abraham and Sarah, and all of the generations who have embraced their covenant.
Blessed are you, O God, who loves people Israel with an unending love.
Shema Yisrael,
Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלבתך בדרך ובשופך ובקומך וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וטבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם ארץ מצרים להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. And these words which I command you this day you shall take to heart. You shall diligently teach them to your children. You shall recite them at home and away, morning and night. You shall bind them as a sign upon your hand. They shall be a reminder above your eyes, and you shall inscribe them upon the doorposts of your homes and upon your gates. Then you will remember and observe all of my mitzvot and be holy before your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of Egypt to be your God. I, in truth, am Adonai your God. During my religious school career, I would always look up to the madrachim in my classes and in the synagogue. My goal was to be just like them, and for all of the kids to look up to me as well. This is my second year as a madricha, and I have loved every minute of it. This year, my second graders never failed to amuse and entertain me. I may just take them to the bathroom and tell them they can't have their snack, but they seem to love me anyway. Being a madricha is such a rewarding experience, and I can't wait to continue doing this job after I'm confirmed.
I'm Drew Schulman. Last year, I worked at the kindergarten class along with Sadie. I now work with the second graders, and I have seen such a large change in this environment. I feel that I learn from these kids every week, and I can't wait for my experience in this program to develop.
What's kicking, congregants? My name is Evan Berger, and I'd like to talk to you about MLRT's The Tribe. Every Tuesday night, we gather at Mainline, grab some grub, and for the next hour and a half, we learn in the most personal, insightful, and progressive way possible. Through core classes, electives, and out-of-temple adventures, I figured out what being a Reformed Jew really looks like. It doesn't mean being able to answer every Jewish history question. It doesn't mean keeping Shabbat every week. It doesn't mean being able to make it to shul every single time. While all of these are nice, none of them are essential. Being a Reformed Jew is being able to answer a question about your heritage or religion. It's having a better answer to the question, what's Hanukkah? Then it's like Christmas, but with more presents and no Santa. It's being able to tell somebody why you aren't eating bread on Passover or anything at all on Yom Kippur. And being able to respond effectively when inevitably faced with anti-Semitism. Tribe has helped me see what being a Jewish adult is really all about. I'm on my 15th year as a member of Mainline Reform, and never has it been more clear what being a Reformed Jew is really like. Never will we be able to fulfill every mitzvah, but what we can do is find out the ones that matter to us. That is what being in Tribe is all about, finding out what is important to you. Some of my favorite experiences with the Tribe are at our Tribe socials, like the Tribe goes to Novilla, and the Tribe goes to Longwood Gardens. And I've discovered that the Tribe comes home, and the Tribe goes to school, and the Tribe goes on vacation, and the Tribe teaches you how to be a Jew everywhere you go. And and how to use your Judaism in your daily life. I've been inspired, connected, and challenged by the past 16 years of my Jewish life, but I couldn't be more excited to see how the tribe helps me with the rest of it.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Being a new member of Tribe has been an exciting experience for me, mainly because this has been the only synagogue where I've been an active member of the community. This has taught me a lot about myself and being Jewish, being a person who's Jewish, and I learn every day on the Tribe. Everyone here has helped me become a better person over time, and you all, everyone in Tribe, you mean the world to me because you brighten my day every time I come here. And although I may be a new member here, it already feels like I'm one of you guys, if you know what I mean. I also learned that to be Jewish, as we said before, isn't about the holidays per se. It's just about who you feel you are, who you know you are. And it really goes to show that this religion is more than just something you say you are. It's something that's in your soul.
True and enduring, beloved, precious, awesome, good and beautiful is this eternal teaching.
This truth we hold to be forever certain. God is eternal, the rock of Jacob, our protecting shield.
God abides through all generations. God's name is eternal. God's throne stands firm. God's sovereignty and faithfulness are everlasting.
God's words live and endure, true and precious to all eternity.
Adonai, our God, you redeemed us from Egypt. You set us free from the house of bondage.
For this, the people who felt your love sang songs of praise to you, like Moses, Miriam, and the children of Israel. We sing to you the song of rejoicing.
Adonai, who is like you? Adonai, mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'chodesh, nora tehilot, oseh pele, nora tehilot. עושה פלא מי כמוך בעינים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש מי כמוך בעינים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילו עושה na 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 Adonai Ani na 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 svatai tiftach Ani na 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 ufi yagi tehilatecha Ani na 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 תפתח. אני na 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 ופי יגיד תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו אברהם אלוהי יצחק אלוהי יעקב אלוהי שרה אלוהי רבקה אלוהי רחל אלוהי לאה אל הקדוש מכוני הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע מוליד אתה מחלחל חיים בחסד מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים סומך נופלים לרופא חולים ומתיר אסורים ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה למען אתה החיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
And this is Drew Shulman, and we have gone to Camp Harlan for 7 years. Throughout our years at camp, we have gained a greater sense of self-independence and self-purpose. We have learned through connections we form, character-building experiences, and memories that last a lifetime that these summers not only make us stronger, but build us into the people who we are today. The first day we were dropped off at camp at the age of 8 years old, they had lost our unit shirts. Not knowing what to do, they gave us shirts that said, "Where friends become family." Unsure of what this meant to us yet, almost every night we were asking God. Looking back on this, we laugh because we know that truly this past summer, which sadly was our last, our bunk of girls we met that first day were our family. Because of Camp Harlan, we are now standing up here, proud of our Jewish identity, proud of the people we have become, excited to see our future, and forever missing our home away.
Having the desire to pray doesn't necessarily lead to prayer. There are numerous obstacles that prevent us from speaking to God. Distractions from outside combine with resistance from inside, and it is no wonder that prayer rarely comes easily. What helps? Make time for daily reflection, and don't feel inhibited by your lack of eloquence. If no great thought enters your heart, just remember to give thanks for something each day. Don't allow guilt or shame to cause you to hide from God. Search for sources of inspiration, the beauty of nature, the love of your family, your health, your hopes for this world. If no words rise up from you, say a prayer for the ability to pray.
Hi everyone. We hope you've enjoyed listening to our peers speak about their experiences with the synagogue. My name is Tori Benjamin, and this is Adeline Frank, and we are here to talk to you about our journeys of becoming bat mitzvah. The day of my bat mitzvah was not as I originally imagined it, being in the midst of the pandemic with only a couple of my close friends and family with me. Nevertheless, having my bat mitzvah in person at MLRT was of high significance because my mom stood on this same bima when she became a bat mitzvah. For my mitzvah project, my act of service was making and donating numerous salads to the Ardmore Food Pantry. I chose to lend my assistance to the pantry because I am fortunate enough to not worry about whether I have access to adequate nutrition, but others do not possess that same privilege, so I wanted to better aid that issue. Although I was unable to volunteer in the pantry physically, I hope that my effort provided some people who are in need of a meal. This taught me that although sometimes we are not able to see who receives certain acts of service, it is still rewarding and necessary. To sum it all up, my bat mitzvah was a huge learning experience, from practicing Hebrew to doing my mitzvah project, and what I have learned will stick with me for what I hope a very long time.
September 14, 2019 was the day I officially became a bat mitzvah. On this day, I had my closest friends and family there with me. I was the third of my family to have a mitzvah in the sanctuary. My dad and his brother were the first, and then it was my turn. Although this bat mitzvah is part of the legacy of my family, it showed me the value of helping others and how hard work can pay off. Before becoming a bat mitzvah, I had to complete a mitzvah project. I decided to volunteer at the Penn Hillel Soup Kitchen for my mitzvah project. This experience showed me how important it is to have an open mind and understand that everyone has a story to share. Ever since this experience, I tried my best to volunteer whenever I can and help those less fortunate than I am. Through practicing my Hebrew for the service, I have learned that if I work hard, I can work towards accomplishing my goals. Overall, the journey of my bat mitzvah has taught me lessons I will remember for the rest of my life. Through both of our Banot mitzvah, we learned the importance of helping others and how hard work can pay off. Thank you for all the support from our Banot mitzvah to now, and enjoy the rest of our service.
We give thanks to you that you are the all-merciful, our God, God of our ancestors, today and always.
A firm, enduring source of life, a shield to use in time of trial. You are ever there, from age to age. We acknowledge you, declare your praise, and thank you for our lives entrusted to your hand, our souls placed in your care, for your miracles that greet us every day, and for your wonders and the good things that are with us every hour, morning, noon, and night.
Good one, whose kindness never stops. Kind one, whose loving acts have never failed. Always have we placed our hope in you.
Good evening, everyone. We would like to thank you for coming to our service. In January of this year, our synagogue was able to attend a 3-day conference in Washington, D.C. called L'Taken. L'Taken is a social justice seminar in Washington, D.C., which is run by the Religious Action Center, a Jewish political advocacy group. Many temples from around the country came to participate in workshops, services, and most importantly, going to Capitol Hill to lobby for a cause important to them. As was with most attendees, going to Capitol Hill was the highlight of the trip. We met with aides of Pennsylvania senators and our district congresspeople to discuss issues as representatives of the Religious Action Center. It was truly a day to remember. Not only did we participate in these activities during the weekend, but we also had a lot of fun. We socialized with other Jewish teenagers from around the country and went to places in D.C. like Georgetown and Pentagon Row.
Within the larger L'Taken program, we had the opportunity to engage in smaller social justice seminars. Our group had the chance to get an in-depth look at anti-Semitism, gun violence, and poverty. During the anti-Semitism seminar, we learned about the difference between anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism, and learned useful strategies for combating anti-Semitism. We had a moving experience learning about gun violence and the necessary legislation needed to combat it. Our fantastic discussion leader taught us how difficult legislative compromise can be. In our seminar on poverty, we experienced a fascinating simulation where we experienced the difficulties of living paycheck to paycheck, especially while trying to support a large family. We saw how easy it was to get behind on bills and how crippling debt can be. Even though it was just a simulation, by participating in this, we could feel the frustration of not being able to afford your next meal, making us empathize even more with impoverished people. These lessons were moving and impactful, and were huge inspirations in the speeches we eventually wrote to lobby to our elected officials. If we had missed these valuable seminars, our trip surely wouldn't have been the same, as it allowed us to better visualize what we were lobbying for and put a larger purpose behind it.
Along with enriching our studies of Judaism and social justice throughout the weekend, we also met many other Jewish teenagers from around the country. At the Litaken seminar that we attended, there were delegations from New York, Texas, Minnesota, California, Illinois, and Florida, just to name a few. As a group, the 5 of us became friendly with some kids from Texas, Minnesota, and Illinois, and formed our own friend group, the Kings, or K's, of DC for short. It was really interesting to learn about the experiences of other Jewish kids our age around the country and trying to connect people that we knew through a fun game that we all know and love called Jewish Geography. Funny enough, we met a track star from Chicago who had a father that was born adjacent to Jenkintown and knew many people that still live in this area. Other than the Capitol Hill visit, I would consider some highlights of my trip being the time that our group all ate dinner in Georgetown or watching the NFC Championship with everyone in Pentagon Row. Overall, the friends that we connected with made the trip an even better experience than it already was. We were all very glad for the strong friendships that Litaken was able to provide us with, and we still keep in touch to this day.
On the final day of our trip, we went to Capitol Hill to culminate everything that we had learned thus far on the weekend. We presented speeches about specific social justice issues to aides for Senator Fetterman and Casey, as well as Congresswoman Dean and Scanlon. We talked about issues like the minimum wage, food insecurity, and gun violence. We were allowed to ask them questions about how Capitol Hill operates, as well as their jobs and what it is like to work for a member of Congress. Funny enough, the aide for Senator Fetterman even did the same trip at our age and still remembers it over a decade later. Overall, this experience helped us learn about lobbying and politics in a real-world setting, making that day one we will never forget. No matter where our future takes us, we will always remember the lessons we learned that day.
Now, we would like to give a big thank you to everyone for being here and being present and supportive in our journey as young Jewish adults. Thank you for your sacrifices and kindnesses. We've been waiting for this moment since we were in the ECE, and it is truly surreal to be up here in front of all of you leading the service. Your support made a trip like Litaken possible. We'd also like to thank some friends we made along the way in the trip, like Mike Glennon, Noah Stern, Nate Moskoff, the Night Patrol officer, the kid from Jenkintown, the rabbi from Florida that made us all stand tall at services, Ethan Littman, Mike the 49ers fan, and just a couple other special people who we met at Litaken. Most importantly, we want to thank Ross and Rabbi Newberg for making this trip possible and helping us through Hebrew school this year and for getting us to this moment.
When I first heard about confirmation, I had no idea what to expect. All I knew about it was brief glances on the frames of the wall in the hallway and the endless amount of time spent gazing at the circles on the ceiling of this very sanctuary. I spent years of my childhood hearing about my bat mitzvah, and once I finished that, I spent 2 or 3 years hearing about confirmation. Even at 13, it felt like such a faraway ceremony. So you can imagine how shocking it felt to hear the words, "Only 1 month until confirmation."
So we wrote speeches, started practicing prayers that, quite frankly, we all know by heart now, and prepared for this moment that we had anticipated for so long. This moment is special because not only do we get to celebrate with our family and educators who have supported us throughout this process, but also our friends who we have grown so close to. The confirmation process is also a very important part of our Jewish tradition, and we have also been able to gain a new connection to our Jewish identity and matured as Jewish adults.
And now, standing before all of you today, we will learn what it means to truly be a part of a congregation, and how many circles are out there.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lehol hashalom. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael. B'hol et uvhol sha'aha bishlomecha. Baruch atah Adonai hamvarech et amo Yisrael bashalom.
May it be your will, Adonai our God, to put an end to war and bloodshed on earth, and to spread a great shalom over the whole world, so that nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. May all inhabitants of this planet come to recognize and know the ultimate truth. We did not come to this world for hatred, envy, mockery, or bloodshed. We came to this world only to do what is good and right before you. We take a moment for our own personal prayers.
Ose shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. The Torah service is central to our confirmation service, as we affirm our commitment to Judaism and the tenets of our faith. Please rise as the Ark is opened and the Torah taken from it.
Ir kamocha v'Elohim Adonai v'ir kema'asecha malchutecha malchut kol olamim umemshotecha bechol dor v'dor Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai imloch leolam va'ed Adonai oz leomoitin Adonai yivarich et amo l'shalom.
Beit Yaakov lechu b'nechava oranai. O house of Jacob, come let us walk by the light of God.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo Lecha Adonai Agidula ve'agivura ve'atiferet ve'hanetzach ve'hahod ki chol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz ki chol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz lecha Adonai hamamlacha yamid na'aseh lechol lerosh Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsha. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsha. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omer. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed.
You may be
Today
seated.
we read the Ten Commandments from the book of Exodus. These commandments given to us help us focus on some of the most important parts of our Jewish identity and everyday life. We learn moral behavior and laws of society through what is an important religious teaching.
To me, these words are the epitome of the basics. In my opinion, almost everything in Judaism can be brought back to one of the core values or commandments outlined in this reading. Not only should we stay only following these laws, we should use them to help make life decisions and build values for the rest of our lives.
To me, these words remind me to confidently take risks in life. If you take risks, good things will come that wouldn't have if you stayed passive. It also reminds me that rough times pass, and if you stay strong, there are good things coming. One more thing this passage says to me is to live with balance and to work hard during the week, but rest for the Sabbath.
So much of Judaism, especially Reformed Judaism, focuses on values that are important to us. This Torah portion describes the Ten Commandments, which to me represent some of the oldest Jewish values. The commandments in this Torah portion are not only a rule book as to how we should live our lives, but also a guide towards how we should see the world around us.
To me, the Ten Commandments are not only the building blocks of Judaism. They're not only a list of what to do and what not to do. They shape how we're supposed to see the religion as a whole. I know they are only a portion of the commandments, but they are definitely the most powerful. They're more than just a set of rules. They're a way of thinking and a way of life.
This Torah portion is about the commandments that tell us what we should and should not do. This provides a moral and ethical foundation for all Jews to abide by. Without these commandments, there wouldn't be an outline of what is important in order to be a good person and citizen of the world. I know these commandments are an essential part of being Jewish and are something that will be a part of us for our entire life.
To me, these words are like the foundation of Judaism. One sentence that really caught my attention in this portion is that God will show kindness to the thousandth generation, even if earlier generations reject God. These words help me to understand that we do not have to be perfect to be fulfilled or loved by God. Our job as Jews is to respect the commandments and do our absolute best to follow them in our community, family, and most importantly, with ourselves.
For me, this portion of the Ten Commandments symbolizes the guidelines in which Judaism is built off of. I believe that following these moral values embodies a faithful and virtuous person. The fact that these commandments have lasted for such a long time highlights the significance that these principles represent to Jews throughout time.
When reading this passage, I am reminded of the rules we face in everyday life and the contract we have with society to behave within these rules. Though we call these commandments, in reality, these words are the contract we have with God that governs how we act, worship, and treat each other. These words are extremely meaningful to me because they provide guidance, boundaries, and are without a doubt the foundation of who I am and my principles as a Jew.
Personally, I believe that these words set the foundations for Jewish life. Every basic rule that we are supposed to live by as Jews is highlighted in this passage, showing what being Jewish is really about. These commandments are the foundation of Judaism, and without them, Judaism would either not exist or look totally different. As Jews, we should follow and respect these rules to uphold the faiths that have been carried through generations before us.
To me, this Torah portion sets a basic standard for living and thinking morally, which of course we have to think critically about nowadays with all the new ideologies, both good and bad, that exist in this world. For example, thou shalt not covet your neighbor's wife doesn't even have to mean a woman per se. In modern times, it could mean possessions, and I'm not saying a woman is a possession. They are not. It could extend to friends, one's lifestyle, or any possession over anything someone could own. When we start to have open minds and gain the ability to think outside of the box, our humanity can work wonders. That being said, we can't stray too far away from our basic moral principles our ancestors held, because they give us the framework we need so badly in our lives to flourish and grow. The commandment I'd like to elaborate on is, thou shalt not bear false witness against your neighbor. I believe it is meant to be taken as, don't lie about anyone on this planet, as in, on this planet, everyone is your neighbor. Why would it just be some people who live near you when it could extend to everyone? If if everyone followed this, it would mean that they lived their lives with this commandment in mind, and our world would be universally peaceful, and all would be well.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. Amen. V'daber Elohim et kol hadvarim ha'ele lemor. Anochi Adonai Elohecha asher chotetecha me'eretz Mitzrayim mi-beit abadim lo yiyeh lecha Elohim acherim al panei.
Lo ta'aseh lecha feseh v'chol temuna asher bashamayim mimal v'asher ba'aretz mitachat v'asher ba'amim mitachat la'aretz lo tishtachavim lahim v'al hamim ki Adonai Elohecha al kanei poker avon avot el bemin al shloshim ve'el rabbinim leshonei.
Oh yeah. Ve'oseh chesed la'alafim le'ohavai u'shomrei mitzvotai lo tisa et shem Adonai Elohecha lashav ki lo yanake Adonai et asher yisa et shemo lashav.
Sahom et yom hashabbat lechashon sheshet yamim tavod ve'asita chomeotecha. V'yom hashvi'i Shabbat la'Adonai Elohecha lo ta'asecho melaha ata uvimcha uvitecha avdaha v'amatcha uvhemtecha v'gercha asher bisharecha.
Ki sheshta yamim asa Adonai et hashamim v'ta'aretz et yam ve'et kol asher bam v'yanach bayom hashvei al kain Barach Adonai et Yom Hashabbat Vaykadshehu.
Kabet et haviha v'nehemeha leman yarehu באדמה אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך.
לא תרצה תותיניו, לא תענה ורעה את שקר.
לא תעמוד בית רעך, לא תעמוד אשר רעך, ואהבתו ועמבתו, ושרו והבאורו, וכל אשר לרעך.
וכל הרואים את הקולות ואת הלפידים ואת קול השופר ואת האר השן וירא העם ויענו ויעמדו מרחוק.
ויאמרו אל משה דבר אתה עמנו ונשמע וידבר עמנו אלוהים פן עמוד.
ויאמר משה אל העם אל תיראו כי לבעבור נעשות אתכם בא האלוהים ובעבור תהיה יראתו על פניכם לבלתי תחיתהו ויעמוד העם מרחוק ומשה ניגש אל הערפל אשר שם האלוהים.
Good job. Excellent. Wait, Gabe, blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah et met v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
Nice job, everyone.
It is customary to offer blessings while the Torah is still in front of the people. These blessings are called Mishabera, the one who's blessed, and are offered for various occasions and for various people. Tonight, we offer this Mishabera on behalf of all of those who are in need of refuah shlema, a complete healing, whether it is the mind, body, or spirit.
Abraham
Please rise as the Torah is lifted and blessed.
אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. יאי לי 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 יאי לי 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 יאי לי 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 זאת התורה ששם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. לי 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 ושמיים וירן קרן לעמו תחילה לכל חסידיו לבני ישראל עם קרובו. הללויה הללויה.
You may be seated. You guys can put your things away. It's not in there. An incredible Jewish tale teaches that before we are born, we possess all knowledge there is to possess. And when a baby emerges, an angel taps the baby on the upper lip, creating that little indentation right under our noses. In doing so, it takes away the entirety of knowledge that this particular soul had before it came to be on earth. The soul, now a human being, lives its earthly existence unaware of what has been lost. But no matter how pleasing and satisfying its human existence, the soul, at its deepest and most hidden place, always feels a tinge of sadness, a tinge of emptiness. For at the core of its being, the soul sees tiny glimpses of all it once knew, and it sees momentary flashes of what it can know and be again. That is why the soul's earthly existence is at the same time a journey back to the source, back to ultimate origin, back to infinite knowledge, and back to God. The angel, who feels badly for having taken all that knowledge away, becomes a life guide. I wish I could tell each of you where those angels are, but you should keep your eyes and ears open for them. And God, to whom each and every soul is a precious eternal partner, gently shows the soul the way back to what it once had and what it will have again. God's direction for the journey on earth and through eternity are the pathways back to all knowledge. And those pathways are found in the gift of the Torah. Torah and the Jewish teachings, traditions, and faith community that come from it are ultimately the bridge to the soul and the world of the spirit. That is why one of the ancient rabbis taught, turn the Torah and turn it over again, for everything is in it. Constantly contemplate it, grow old and gray over it, and do not swerve from it, for there is nothing more excellent than the Torah. From ancient and ever-evolving Jewish teachings, we learn enduring truths, many of which you have spoken about this evening. And these can infuse our lives with the beauty from meaningful interactions with Jewish ritual, history, and traditions. In fact, the ritual of confirmation epitomizes this idea. It began in Germany in the early 1800s based on the idea that there should be a significant landmark in the life of boys and girls, which consists of the knowledge of religion they have achieved. That is, when they have finished their education, which you haven't. Such an act was not customary in rabbinic tradition. It is something new, but it is in the spirit of Judaism. Every Jewish ritual has developed over the centuries, if not millennia, and the variety of Jewish customs have extraordinary breadth and depth. As each of you takes your place in the next link in the chain of tradition, you inherit a Judaism that is changing and shifting in spectacular ways. Some wonderful and inspiring, others that give me pause. We are fortunate to be able to entrust the spirit of Jewish life to you in this brave new world, so you can shape it into the guiding faith it has been for thousands of years. Each of you brings incredible gifts to that spirit and sojourn. You all have a sense of friendship and community. You all have wonderful senses of humor, which will serve you well. And you all have a commitment to making this world a better place. I am extraordinarily proud of the service you have crafted and led this evening. And I am even more proud that for the first time in my 9 years here, every single confirmand read from the Torah. Tonight, I want to share with you one ritual that is deeply rooted in our people's history, a ritual articulated in this week's Torah portion. God instructs Aaron and his sons to bless the people and provides a succinct 15-word benediction for them to recite. There is plenty of commentary on these sacred words, but the upshot is that the blessing should occur in front of all the people and in such a way that it is done deliberately, with a full heart and a consuming intention. In this way, the entire community is elevated. After the blessing, the next verse of the Torah states, "Thus Aaron and his sons shall link my name with the people of Israel, and I will bless them." So it is that we wish to link your names to the people of Israel and to God. So we ask for the confirmands to please rise, as Cantor Rudnick, Rabbi Kleiman, and I have the privilege of blessing you on this beautiful evening of your confirmation. May God bless you and take care of you.
May God's countenance shine upon you and be gracious to you.
May God's presence and each of your angels be with you, guiding you on your journey today and always. And may God bless you with shalom in every manifestation, good health, well-being, and peace. Amen. We ask the congregation to please rise as we continue with Aleinu.
בכל האדמה שלא שמת אותי לבד הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמה למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
On this sacred occasion, we know that there are loved ones who we very much wish could be with us to celebrate and rejoice in the accomplishments of these incredible 12 young people. And we know that there's a little piece in our hearts that is missing because they are not able to be here with us. But yet, as we think about God and we think about those angels that accompany us, we hope and pray that they are looking from on a high and giving us their blessings this evening as well. And so it is that we hold in our hearts all those people we hold close to us for this moment as we join together in the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. V'alma divrach chirutei v'amlich malchutei. B'chayachon uv'yamechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei kudsha b'richu. Aleila min kol birchata shirata. Tishbechata v'nechamata. Damiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom bimramav. Hu ya'asei shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the Holy Blessed One who creates peace in the high heavens make peace descend upon us, upon Israel, and upon all the world. And together we say, Amen. Please be seated.
Well, I want to just extend my own mazel tov to each of our 12 confirmands and to your families today. It is wonderful to be able to sit back and watch all that you have put together, not just in the last few months preparing for this service, but in your years as students in our religious school and in the tribe. As you shared about, some of you began your Jewish journey with us when you were 2 in ECE, and others just this past year, and collectively you have put together a beautiful service and led not just this evening on the Bima, but truly you have led in all that you have done this year and in your years here at MLRT in the tribe. We love to give gifts. So you were at your bar and bat mitzvah and you received gifts of a Kiddush cup and candlesticks. And today, on the occasion of your confirmation, we also have another gift that we hope you will use. And it is a book. After all, we are people of the book. But this is a special book. It is called The Jewish Book of Why. So all of those questions that you might have, this book likely has the answer. And if it doesn't, then feel free to continue to reach out to Rabbi Newberg, Cantor Rudnick, Ross, or myself before you do a Google search, because we would love to connect with you there. And this gift, as we said, was intentional because while we celebrate your accomplishments today, we know that your Jewish journey is continuing beyond your confirmation, and we wish you the best of luck on all of your milestones ahead. So again, mazel tov to all of you and to your families.
Kiddush means an act of sanctification and is one of the central rituals of Judaism. It is recited on Shabbat, holidays, life cycles, and at other significant times to bring additional holiness to the moment.
Thank you to everyone for being with us and supporting us on this special day that we will remember for the rest of our lives.
We would like to give a special thank you to Rabbi Newberg and Ross for supporting us through this journey and for being here for us and for guiding us through our Jewish education.
We hope everyone enjoys the rest of their night and joins us in our final song, Children of the World.
May we, the children of the world, not repeat the mistakes of past generations. May we, the children of the world, find a new way of living. May we, the children of the world, use our energy and optimism. May we, the children of the world, have a new vision for this planet. May we, the children of the world, live in harmony with you, your creations, and each other. Amen. 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 May we, the children of the world, may we, the children of the world, may we, the children of the world.
Let's all join together in wishing our confirmands Mazal Tov. And please join us outside for our celebratory oneg. Repeat the mistakes of past generations. May we, the children of the world, find a new way of living. May we, the children of the world, use our energy and optimism. May children of the world have a new vision for this planet. May we, the children of the world, live in harmony with you, your creations, and each other.
By my what?
Go buy your cake in the lobby. In the lobby to your cake. There's a cake. Go take a picture with your cake.
My pleasure.